The mystery of St. Preste bones. Were humans already alive in Europe 2 million years ago? Science research and studies conducted over the years believe that the first people came to Europe only about 1.2 million years ago. However, strange bones found at St. Preste in the 19th century by a French paleontologist suggest that people making stone tools lived in Europe 2 million years ago. In April 1863, scientist Jules de Noyer from the French National Museum came to the commune of St. Preste in northwestern France to excavate fossils. He began excavating in sandy gravel and soon discovered the bones of an ancient rhinoceros. Upon examining a bone, he noticed a number of strange narrow grooves on it, which obviously could not be left by the fangs or claws of predators. In addition to grooves, he found round marks on the same bones, which could remain if the bones were deliberately poked with something sharp. After pondering his latest find, Desnoyers suggested that the idea that the marks and grooves could have been left on the bone with a sharp knife or flint blade. However, the interesting part is that the bones of the rhinoceros were found in an archaeological layer that was dated about 2 million years ago and was from the Pliocene era. During this period, the modern human species did not yet exist, and his famous ancestors lived only in Africa. Desnoyers was highly intrigued after what he found, interested in this phenomenon, and decided to study other fossils around the St. Preste belonging to the same paleontological layer. He found similar fossils in the museums of Chartres and School of Mines in Paris, and in many of them he saw the exact same strange grooves as on the rhinoceros bone he discovered. After that, Desnoyers decided to report his discovery to the French Academy of Sciences and soon faced criticism. They assured that in Europe, at such distant past, the existence of human beings making tools was simply impossible, and stated that the bones from the St. Preste area were probably from a much later period. It's officially believed that the first people on the territory of Europe appeared no earlier than 1.2 to 1.3 million years ago, and their remains were found in a cave in Spain. Critics believe that the bones discovered by Desnoyers were also dated 1.2 million years old and not earlier. However, even after the statements, the bones discovered by Desnoyers caused a lot of controversy and discussion. Some researchers have put forward the version that these bones really are 2 million years old, but the grooves were left on them by the tools of workers who dug them out roughly and carelessly. However, Desnoyers was able to prove that the tracks of the grooves were covered with mineral deposits like other surfaces of the fossil bones. The famous British geologist Sir Charles Lyell suggested that the tracks were left by the teeth of rodents, but the French historian Gabriel de Mortier said that the tracks could not have been left by animals. Instead, he hypothesized that they were left behind by the edges of sharp stones being moved over bodies by geological pressure. Louis Bourgeot, a clergyman who also earned a reputation as an eminent paleontologist, believed in Desnoyers and independently examined the layers of the St. Preste in search of the very stone tools that could leave marks on the bones carefully. Through his research, he eventually discovered several flints that he believed were genuine tools made by humans. In January 1867, he submitted a report regarding the bones to the French Academy of Sciences. And the famous French anthropologist Armand de Cartefage found out that these tools, quote-unquote, included scrapers, drills, and spearheads. However, even that did not satisfy the critical de Mortillet, who said that the flints discovered by Bourgeois and at St. Preste were fractured by geological pressure and were not stone tools made by man. In 1910, renowned American paleontologist Henry Fairfield Osborn made the following interesting remarks about the presence of stone tools at St. Preste. The earliest traces of a person in layers of this age were incised bones discovered by Desnoyers at St. Preste near Chartres in 1863, Doubts about the artificial nature of these incisions were eliminated by recent studies of Laville and Roteau, which resulted in the discovery of Eolithic chert, which confirms the discoveries of the Abbot Bourgeois in these deposits in 1867. However, despite all this, the science preferred to consider Desnoyers bones dated 1.2 million years, and then only rare alternative researchers like Michael Cremo showed interest in these findings. And this is on Infinite Explorers by Anne Shrivastava. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.